Good morning, you guys. It's Friday. We are up at the crack of dawn, okay? 6:30 a.m. Let's get into it. So the old you is fired and the new you starts today. A lot of people, when it's Friday, they want to relax, they want to unwind, they want to enjoy the weekend by not doing anything towards the goals, but not you. Not you. You've done that already. You realize that ain't getting you nowhere. You're ready to lock in, execute, work on the business, work on your glow up, work on the content, work on the financial freedom. Okay. We're not going to allow Friday to be the day that we don't do shit towards the goals. Absolutely not. The old you used to do it all the time. But the new and improved you, the woman you're becoming, she don't do that shit no more. She stays locked in no matter what day of the week it is. Okay. That is you. That is you. Okay. You are entering into a new version of yourself, one with standards, one with goals and execution. Okay. That's you. So let's go ahead and get into it. I am going to be doing my makeup. I'm getting my hair done later. Just going to do like a wash and flat iron. So I actually didn't braid my hair down, didn't flexi rod it. I'll probably just do like a really cute ponytail with it today. And then after I get off TikTok live, I'm gonna head on over there. I also decided that I'm gonna start vlogging again. I was vlogging, but I kind of gave up on it. Y'all, I've had so many ideas in life over these, especially this year. This year alone, I've had so many amazing ideas with content and the business and just, really working on my goals and just really working on building my brand. Something that I recently did, and, it is what it is. So when I first started content creation 5 years ago, my content name was I Am Chocolate Mini. That's what I was, okay? And I will never forget, I was in my 9 to 5, and the girl and I at the time were like really good friends in there. She used to do my lashes, and I told her I wanted to be a content creator and all the things. I had told her, I had heard about this OnlyFans thing, all the things. And I was trying to figure out what should my brand name be. And we were literally in there bouncing ideas back and forth with each other for a really long time. Trying to figure out like, what is Jasmine's Instagram username gonna be? Like, we really got to figure this out. And I remember any idea that we came up with, I would go on Instagram and see if the username was available, but it never was. And that's what happens when you have a popular name. My name is Jasmine Nicole. I'm like, gosh, mom, like you couldn't have thought of anything creative. Like every Black girl whose name is Jasmine, middle name is Nicole. Like, tell me you haven't noticed the trend. It's always Jasmine Nicole. Just so boring. No creativity in that all, whatever. Like, so it was hard to find a username that was incorporating my name. And then on top of that, my mom spelled my name the normal way, Jasmine. There was no like crazy spelling. She didn't put a Y in there. She didn't throw any Z's. It's literally the way it's supposed to be spelled. Like just no creativity whatsoever. So it was really hard trying to find a username that incorporated my name and, the vibe I was going for. And we must have came up with like 20 different names. And then she was like, what about I Am Chocolate Mini? And I was like, yes, that's the one. And so I put it on Instagram. It was available. I changed my username, and that's what I ran with. I Am Chocolate Mini, okay? And I have been I Am Chocolate Mini for 4 years. Everything, the Instagram, the YouTube, my original TikTok at the time. What else? The Facebook, everything was I Am Chocolate Mini, branded. The OnlyFans, I Am Chocolate Mini. Everything was I Am Chocolate Mini, okay? But I Am Chocolate Mini has gone through a transformation, okay? She went from promoting OnlyFans content, doing swimsuit pictures, reels, lingerie try-ons, to being a fitness influencer, showing her weight loss journey. By the way, I was 340 pounds. I was a very big girl. I lost 100 pounds. I Am Chocolate Mini went on a very large transformation, okay? And I'm not gonna lie. When I decided to start doing the fitness content, I was no longer really resonating with the username I Am Chocolate Mini, but I had already had everything going with that. That's how people knew me. They was calling me Chocolate Mini. Like that's just what I had branded myself as. But honestly, on year 2, I was like, oh, I hate that name. I really hate it, but I just decided to leave it like that. And I was kind of like resonating with like Black China because that was her stage name, Black China, but then she goes by Angela. So I was trying to like say, okay, well, my name is Chocolate Mini, whatever, but I'm just, start saying that my name is Jasmine. Like, just call me Jasmine. You ain't got to throw in the Chocolate Mini, just call me Jasmine, right? But people won't get the memo. It wasn't connecting. People still call me Chocolate Mini. And, I was just keeping it alive. This past year, I've stepped into my coaching era, right? Teach women how to be their highest version, how to level up, glow up, how to start their business, how to believe in themselves, all the things. And so I was like, okay, well, this is not weight loss and fitness, so I definitely need a new YouTube for this, right? So I made this YouTube channel. And at the time, it was really going to be like more motivational type content. That's what I was thinking. And so I was still trying to keep the I Am Chocolate Mini theme going. So what I titled this YouTube at first was Earn with Mini, and just keeping the mini, right? But I really don't like that name. But I didn't want to venture away from it because, again, for the past 5 years at this point, everything is I Am Chocolate Mini. But I'm not going to lie, I was no longer resonating with that at all. I was stepping away from OnlyFans, you know what I mean? Like I wasn't resonating with it. And so, but I left it as Earn with Chocolate Mini, I just left it with that. I made the other Instagram, just left it with that mini, whatever. As I started growing my coaching business, right? As we really started to get people inside Glow Up Academy, I was like, I really just want to be called Jasmine or Jazz. Like, because my grandma used to call me Jazz. Most people do not call me Jazz. Most people call me Jasmine, but my grandma always would call me Jazz. And I like the name Jazz. Like, I don't mind when people shorten my name, but people would always just say Jasmine, whatever. But I was like, I'm a coach now. Like, I am Chocolate Mini. I'm not promoting OnlyFans. I'm kind of getting away from the weight loss and fitness content because it's, that's not really what I want to be known for. I'm just not resonating with I Am Chocolate Mini anymore. Like, I'm kind of done with her. Like, she's nowhere like who she used to be. She's nothing like who she used to be. I am Chocolate Mini. Like, that's just not me. And so recently, I was still trying to hold on to the fitness content and stuff because I'm like, gosh, I have been growing this fitness brand for almost 3 years. Like, I don't want to let it go. But at the same time, it was getting harder and harder for me to show up for the fitness platform and for the coaching platform. Like, and it was like a struggle. I used to post on my fitness platforms 2 or 3, 4 times a day. And now I'm trying to post on my coaching platforms 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 times a day, right? It was getting harder and harder to maintain both. And I always tell creators, always, and it's like, see, sometimes I don't even take my own advice. You got to choose one. You have got to choose one. And this is coming from a woman who has tried to carry multiple things. I have been trying to carry multiple things for a very long time. And it's never a balance. One always ends up taking priority over the other, right? You have to choose one. You got to choose one. There's no right or wrong answer, but you have to choose one, okay? And so it was getting so hard for me to show up for my YouTube channel, the weight loss and fitness, and the coaching channel. And I started to notice I was no longer posting every day on the weight loss and fitness, the I Am Chocolate Mini stuff. It was getting harder and harder to show up for it. And I was like, gosh, I wasn't even, it had got to a point, I would say like 6 weeks ago, really, when it really started happening, where I was like, I don't even want to film gym content anymore. Like, my heart is just not there. Like, I like going to the gym. I like working out. I like having a muscular build, but I am just no longer resonating with making fitness content and being known for the fitness girl with the camera. Like, I'm not with that. And I'm not going to lie too. Also, when I was making my fitness content, it was still a funnel to my OnlyFans. It really was, because men would find me on social because my content at the time was going viral. Men would find me on Instagram, YouTube, whatever, and then they would subscribe to the OnlyFans. And they would come in there saying, oh my gosh, I love your workouts. I'm trying to lose weight. Like, they was coming for that, right? And so, I am just so far removed from OnlyFans. Like, it's still there. I still make money off of it, but I'm not on there. I have assistants. I am not on OnlyFans at all. The only time I get on there is to withdraw my money. It has literally become passive. Before it was active passive, it is passive. Like it's passive. Okay, it's literally just passive. And I am blessed with the fact that I have created a passive form of income because, like I said, I'm not on there, but it's still active. I just don't put any work in. I don't promote it. If they find it, they find it. OnlyFans does have an algorithm, so it's still promoting the platform because it's active every day. I have assistants on there, but I'm just not on there. And so I was like, I just don't resonate with this anymore. Like, it's just, I am Chocolate Mini. Like, that is not me. That is not who I am anymore. And so it was tough because I'm like, gosh, all these years of growing that platform and, being it's like, gosh, I was battling with it. But I decided 6 weeks ago, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to allow myself to evolve and I'm not going to feel bad about it. I am no longer that woman. I am no longer the OnlyFans girly. I no longer want to be the fitness influencer. That's not who I am. Who Jasmine is today is the coach. Jasmine is the mindset coach. Jasmine is the business coach. Jasmine is the Let's Glow Up Our Life coach. That's who I am. Okay. Good morning. And I'm not going to allow myself to feel bad for evolving. And so I decided I am letting go of I Am Chocolate Mini. That is not me. Now, am I going to delete the account? No. I know I'm still in the algorithm. I know my profile still gets pushed, but that's just not who I am anymore. And that's okay. And I say all of this to say the old you is fired and the new you starts today. You are constantly evolving. You're constantly growing. You're constantly learning. You're figuring out new things about yourself. That doesn't mean that the old you wasn't important. The old you taught you a lot, because if you weren't the old you wouldn't find a new you. Okay. I Am Chocolate Mini, that version, that brand, she taught me so much about myself. She helped me find myself. She helped me build my confidence. But I am not I Am Chocolate Mini anymore. I am shedding myself of I Am Chocolate Mini. I am Coach Jazz. And when I came up with that username, I was like, that is perfect for me. I am Coach Jazz. And I changed everything. I have my separate Instagram. I have my TikTok. I have this YouTube channel. I am Coach Jazz. I'm Jasmine. I'm not Chocolate Mini. Stop calling me that. You know what I mean? That is not me. And I'm okay with that. I'm no longer going to allow myself to beat myself up over it. I've evolved, And that's the beauty with content, when you evolve, you can still build a brand around the new you. Okay. We are constantly changing. It's very hard to be the same person for years. Some people do it. I don't know how they do it, but it is hard, because you're always just trying to figure stuff out. You get new interests, your life changes, right? Things happen and you change who you are. And so ever since I was like, you know what? I am Coach Jazz and I'm not going to feel bad about it. I'm not going to allow myself to feel like I wasted time building I Am Chocolate Mini, because I didn't. That journey of being I Am Chocolate Mini, I learned how to promote. I learned how to market. I learned how to build businesses. I learned how to show up every single day. Like, the brand I Am Chocolate Mini, that taught me so much that I now carry into this brand, I Am Coach Jazz. And it just resonates with my spirit and who I am today. I can use my real name, and especially that when you do OnlyFans, you really don't, you can. There are a lot of creators who do use their real name. It's really up to you. But, sometimes we as women, we kind of not, because it's like, you don't know, some people are just a little weird, right? But, I am Coach Jazz, and that's who I am. And I'm not going to allow myself to feel bad anymore for evolving. It is what it is. It was fun. Now, am I not going to do fitness content anymore? No, I'm not sitting here saying that I might not record, me in the gym doing some reps, but I no longer feel the need to record every lift like I used to. I was like, locally, people knew me as the girl with the camera. Like every time you saw me at the gym, just know the camera was right around the corner. And now, like, I don't feel the need to do that, you know, because I'm not a fitness influencer. I'm I have a lot of hats, and that's not the only hat I want to wear. You know, and I told you guys when I was trying to decide like what kind of coach I wanted to be, I was like, well, I could be a personal trainer, but honestly, I have no interest in showing up every day trying to teach people how to eat less food. Like that is not my calling, you know. And personal trainers, they're needed. I love my personal trainer. Like he changed my life. He really did. Because I had a personal trainer when I lost my 100 pounds. So, you know, personal trainers, they are needed, but that's not my calling. That's just not something that I see myself doing every day, all day. I have no interest in that. And so that's what I was like, I don't think fitness is the realm for me. That's not what I want to be known as. You know, having the weight loss journey and documenting that was fun. It helped me stay accountable, right? It taught me a lot about myself, but that's not who I am. Okay. I'm the mindset coach. I'm the we're gonna build something together coach. I'm the you can start a business coach. I'm the let's hold ourselves accountable and actually complete something that we say we're gonna do coach. That's who I am. And since finding that, learning that about myself, it's been so easy to show up every day doing that. It never feels like work, you guys. I love what I do. And I love that I found myself through all of this. And I also love the fact that I allowed myself to let go of I am chocolate mini and not feel bad about it. Because I was battling that this whole year. I was battling that. And I was trying not to let her go. Like I was reposting a lot of old content just because so much of my time and energy was going into this. And I just did not have the time to edit like I used to. I didn't have the time to do all the workouts like I used to. And it became so draining. It had got to the point where I didn't even want to go to the gym anymore because, again, every time I went to the gym, I was recording. And so I felt like I couldn't go to the gym and not record. Like that would mean that I don't want it. And I did not want to sit with that truth. So I would just not go to the gym. I was literally skipping lifts because I just did not want the added pressure of forcing myself to record gym content because that's what I've been doing for the past 3 years. And you know, I was really battling that. But the more I kept trying to hold on to two things, it was weighing me down. It was weighing me down. And it wasn't until I fully let go of feeling like I had to post fitness content. When I finally let go of that and I started to give everything I had into coaching, that's when I hit my first 2K day. And I have never had a 2K day, not even when I was running OnlyFans. I have never in my life had a 2K day in my business. I've hit a 1K day before doing OnlyFans. I used to do that regularly. But a 2K day, I had never experienced it. But that was not until I allowed myself to let go of I Am Chocolate Mini. Once I decided, you know what, I'm going to put all of my eggs into my coaching basket and run with that, that's when everything took over. And now, like, I have all these ideas for I Am Coach Jazz. Like, all these ideas just come to me because I'm no longer allowing myself to be weighed down by a brand that just no longer aligns with who I am. Yeah, so that's the thing. Like my OnlyFans is still my OnlyFans is still active. Like yes, it's still on there, but I don't put any energy and effort into it like I used to. I let it go. So, you know, for you, the moral of the story is the old you is fired. Okay, the old you is fired. And you are stepping into a new you. The new you starts today. And you're not going to allow yourself to feel bad for the old you. The old you was needed. You needed the old you. Okay. I Am Chocolate Mini. I needed her. She taught me so much about myself. Right. But all good things come to an end. And your old version of you, it taught you things about yourself. But now it's time for you to take that information and pour it into the new version of you. The version of you who doesn't make excuses, the version of you who's going to show up for herself, who's going to be confident, who's going to be consistent and disciplined. Okay? That's the new version of you. That's the new version of you. Okay? That's who you're going to be. And you're not going to allow yourself to feel bad. And it's okay, even in content, it's okay. I tell y'all all the time. A lot of times you don't really know what you want. And you're not going to know until you try it. Like, you could see something on the menu at a restaurant and be like, oh, that sounds good, right? It could have like the best description and you're watering at the mouth like, oh my God, this sounds good. Like, this is what I want. And then you order it, you try it, and you realize it's nasty as hell. Okay, but how are you going to know it was nasty? How are you going to know you weren't going to like it until you tried it? I always tell you guys, start trying a lot of things. Try a lot of things. And in that journey of trying a lot of things, you're going to realize what you like about the thing and what you don't. And then you take what you like and you leave the rest. That's it. That's it. And that's the beauty with content. You can do whatever you want. Literally whatever you want to do, you can do. There is no limit when it comes to content creation, like no limit at all. Okay. So, it's just something I was battling with in 2025. But once I came to the decision that, I no longer want to carry the brand I Am Chocolate Mini, I let it go. And it feels so liberating. I'm so proud of myself. 2025 has literally been my year of changes. It has literally been the year of changes for me. Like my life, these past 5 years has been nothing but a change. But 2025 was a big change because for the longest time with content, there were things that I wasn't necessarily happy with. And there were still moments in my journey where I didn't feel like I truly had purpose. I knew I was getting closer to finding it, right? But I didn't truly have it yet. And to finally have it, oh man. I can't make this up. Having purpose and knowing what it is and you're working towards it every day, best feeling in the world. If you have never experienced it, I am begging you to find it. And it's not always something that's going to fall in your lap. Like some people are blessed and they know from an early age what they want to do with their life. I don't know how that happens, but there are plenty of people who say like, I always knew I wanted to do this, right? But I don't think that's the majority. I think most people kind of figure it out as they go or don't figure it out at all because they're not willing to actively try to figure it out. And I want you to actively try to figure it out, okay? Because once you find your purpose, like once you've tried a million things and you're like, okay, this is what I love. The peace that you develop in your life, the excitement for your day, it's unmatched. It really is. It really is. Like I wish everybody could experience this feeling. And then when you do find your purpose and you're showing up for it every day, you're not stressed about money. The money actually just naturally flows to you. I never used to believe that. Like for years in my adult life, I'd be like, what? Money doesn't flow, you gotta go get it. Money don't flow, you gotta go get that shit, right? No, money really does flow to you. Money really does flow to you. It's not just a cliche. Like it really does flow to you. But the problem is it's only gonna flow to you when you're moving in your purpose, not when you're just trying to make stuff work because that's what you think other people want you to do. No, you got to do it because that's what you want to do. And when you move like that, it really will flow to you because now you're showing up for it every day. You're having fun being yourself, literally being yourself and doing what you love. That's why the money ends up flowing to you. Okay. But regardless, if you have not figured out what kind of content you want to make, well, what better time than now, the weekend, to explore different things and try to figure it out? Because the old version of you is getting replaced. The old version of you is getting replaced. Okay. You are stepping into a new version of yourself. One that doesn't deal with bullshit. One that respects herself, loves herself, pours into herself. One that speaks highly of herself. One that's proud of herself. How many times have you told yourself you're proud of yourself? Do you ever say that to yourself? Do you genuinely feel proud of yourself? If the answer is no, well, what things would you have to do in order for you to start feeling proud of yourself? That's what I want you to ask yourself. I want you to write that down, and then you got to do it. You got to put in the steps. This is the biggest thing. I cannot stress this enough, you guys. If you truly want to change your life, you're going to have to change yourself. And a lot of times we want to have these manifestation boards, we want to have all these journals, but you're not actively doing the things that you write down. That's the most annoying part with people. I can't make this up. You say you want this, you say you want that, but you're not even actively putting in the work to get it done. It is so annoying. It is so annoying. I don't understand it. And I used to be the exact same way. But now that I'm not like that, it's literally like just shaking your head, because it's like, how do you think, I don't know what world you live in where you think things are just going to magically change and you don't have to do nothing for it. Somebody had left a comment under a reel. It was a troll, just a dumbass troll. But it was about, what did I say? I said something about stop manifesting money you didn't work for. And the account was some type of older elderly woman, maybe like in her late 40s, early 50s. And she was like, you must be the devil. Manifestation is real. I've manifested my entire life. What are you talking about? First of all, nobody said manifestation wasn't real. My whole life is manifested, okay? The life I live today, I manifested years ago. I knew years ago I was going to be an entrepreneur. I knew that. But the part that she missed, and the part that a lot of people miss, I didn't just say, okay, I want to be an entrepreneur, and I did nothing to pursue that. That's the part that people miss. You can manifest. Manifestation is real, but you have to actively work towards the thing that you say you want. Otherwise, you're not manifesting shit. You're wasting time. If you say, I want to be able to buy a house, maybe you got bad credit, maybe you don't make enough money, you're not getting approved, or whatever the case, maybe your debt to income ratio is just too high, whatever it is, you can say, I want to buy a house all you want. But if you don't actively fix the things that are keeping you from being able to buy that house, you still won't have a house. You still will not have a house. I don't care how hard you manifest for it. If you don't fix your credit, you won't have a house. If you don't pay off some of your debt, you won't get a house. If you don't increase your income so that you can afford the house, you won't get approved for no loan. So you can sit around all you want, write all the journals, watch all the videos, pray to God all you want. But if you do not actively put in the work to get what you want, I don't care what you want to call it, you ain't going to manifest shit. And that is the part that people don't understand. Yes, I manifested entrepreneurship, but I also worked towards it. I didn't just say, universe, make me an entrepreneur, but I'm still going to sit around and watch TV all day. I'm still going to talk on the phone all hours of the night. I'm still going to waste time. I'm not going to do anything towards becoming an entrepreneur. It's just going to magically happen. Okay, well, keep thinking that. Keep on. Keep on thinking that and see what happens 10 years from now. Not a damn thing, because you ain't putting in the work. So I say all that to say, you have to put in the work. Stop writing stuff down in your damn journal if you're not going to do it. What is the point? That's why I got some shirts I'm working on. I told you my mind is always moving. Like I am literally the idea. But I'm an idea vessel. Okay, I got so many ideas in my head, and we slowly getting stuff done. We slowly rolling stuff out. But I'm working on some shirts, and one of them going to say execution. One of them damn shirts is going to say execution because I need it to stick. Stop talking about what you want and go get it. I can't stand people like that. It's annoying because you're literally just wasting your talents. Like you're just wasting. It's just a waste of great ideas. I get on Zoom calls with people and they have like some of the best ideas, but it's like they've been had the idea. It wasn't something that they just came up with. They had that idea from years ago. It's not even a new idea, but it's never manifested because they're not putting in the work. And it's like, well, what's the point of that? You might as well just stop dreaming. Just stop. Turn the dreams off. Turn the dreams off, because it's like God puts these ideas in your head. I believe that, these ideas that you have is God talking to you, but you just literally ignore them. You just want to hold on to a dream, but you don't actually want to make it a reality. And my question for you is why? Why do we do that? And again, I used to do the same thing. And it really just boils down to because you're not willing to let go of the old version of you. That's what it is. That's what all this is. This self-sabotage shit that we do, that's what this is. It's you trying to hold on to a version of yourself that you have already outgrown. You have already outgrown the friend group, but you still refuse to let them toxic ass bitches go. You have already outgrown the work environment. You've outgrown it. You are literally done with it. You are so done with that job, but you refuse to get off of work and work on the business. But you've already outgrown that environment. That job is not for you. You already know it. But all of the excuses that you hold on to, all of the procrastination that you do, that's you refusing to let go of a version of you that no longer suits you anymore. That's what you're doing. That is exactly what you're doing. It's self-sabotage. That's what that is. You are self-sabotaging. That man should have been out your life. You outgrew him. That man should have been gone. He don't support you. He not pouring into you. All he's doing is taking from you. He's beating you down, calling you all types of names, and you still won't let it go. How do I know you've outgrown the relationship? Because you already see a future without him. If you didn't outgrow that relationship, you would still see a future with him. But now when you think about your future, he's not even in it. He's not even in it. That's how you know you've outgrown it. But you refuse to let it go. You won't even let it go. You refuse to step into that new version of yourself. And every single day that you refuse to step into that new version, you are still holding yourself back. You're holding yourself back. You know there's things about your life that just no longer align with who you are. You know that. And this goes back to me letting go of I Am Chocolate Mini. And I think, honestly, I'm going to be real. I'm going to be real. I think, hey, call it what you want. I think part of it, why I was holding on to I Am Chocolate Mini, even though I knew I no longer resonated with that brand anymore, part of it was vanity. Part of it was just vanity. Having an Instagram account and you have 110,000 followers. So when people ask you what your Instagram is, you can be like, oh yeah, type in I Am Chocolate Mini. And then they see it like, oh shit, right? Vanity. It made me feel like I was somebody. It made me feel like, yeah, look at all the hard work. That's what it made me feel like. When I would tell people on YouTube, because I'm in the gym recording content, people are like, oh, do you do YouTube? So I'm like, yeah. They'll ask what my YouTube is. I'll tell them. And then they see 20,000 subscribers. It's vanity. It was vanity. It was fucking vanity. And it's like I was still needing some level of external validation. That's what I'm saying. Like a lot of times you think you're healed and you might be a lot further than where you used to be, right? You might have come a long way, because I used to always need external validation. Like years ago, I was desperate for external validation. And so I thought that I had let that go. But when I self-reflect on other reasons as to why I refused to, or why I kept trying to hold on to I Am Chocolate Mini, even though I knew, like, I don't even align with this. I don't even enjoy making this type of content anymore. It's becoming more of a burden than a blessing. I knew all of that, but I still was trying to hold on to it. I thought it was a phase that would just pass and I would bounce back and be ready to make more fitness content. But I think part of it had to do with the vanity. Like when someone asks me for my Instagram, my socials, and they just see these big numbers, it's like now it made me feel like somebody. And that's not okay. That's not okay. Okay. I want you to validate yourself. It's okay to want approval from people. Again, we're human. I think that's a normal feeling, especially if you have been validation starved, especially because we live in a society where people care about numbers, right? But at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, and I had to ask myself this too, what is that really doing for you? Once somebody says, oh, wow, you got a lot of followers, then what's next? Nothing. The conversation's over. We go our separate ways. They done forgot. Like nothing, it really, nothing comes from it. Like absolutely nothing. So, sometimes we hold on to stuff. Maybe, for instance, your job. Maybe you love the validation of being able to say, yeah, I've been with this company for 10 years. Same thing. It's the same thing. You feel empowered if someone says, oh, what do you do for work? And then you're like, oh, I've worked for such company. I've been there for 10 years. Most people can't keep a job for 10 years. Let's just be real. Most people cannot keep no job for 10 years. Let's just be real. So it's like that validation when you tell people that you've been somewhere for 10 years. Meanwhile, you already know you're not happy at that job. You was ready to quit 6 years ago. But it's the validation. It's you feel like you've accomplished something. And I'm not saying that you haven't, but at the same time, you're holding on to something that you're no longer aligned with. Same with relationships. People do this relationships all the time. It's like when someone says, oh, well, how long have you been married? And you can say, oh, we've been married for 15 years. But deep down inside, you're not even happy in that marriage. You have outgrown that marriage. That marriage has been over. But you refuse to let go of it because at the same time, it makes you feel good to be able to say, I've been married for 15 years or whatever the number is, right? It's all vanity. If it's not making you happy, you have outgrown it. It is not a phase. Sometimes I used to be torn with this too. You wonder, well, maybe it's just a phase. Maybe it's just a phase. It'll come back, right? Maybe you're just a little bored. How do you know it's no longer a phase and it's really over? Like you've really outgrown it. Again, when you think about your future and you no longer see that thing, whatever it is, in your future, you've outgrown it. You have outgrown it. And it's time to move on. You have evolved. And it is time for you to let it go. Let it go. It doesn't mean you failed. It does not mean you failed. The relationship, the job, whatever it is that you're holding on to, it taught you a lot. And you needed those lessons to become who you are trying to become, right? Same with my job. I hated that job. I really did. But that job taught me so much about life that I still carry to this day now. To be able to stay somewhere that I hated. I was there for 6 years, right? I don't even know how I made it out because those were the toughest 6 years of my life, even to this day. Even to this day, working at that job, those 6 years that I was there, that was the toughest 6 years of my life. I cannot make this up. I struggled with alcohol abuse. That's where I gained all of my weight because when I went in there, I was actually pretty small. But when I left, I was 340 pounds. I put on a lot of weight. But it taught me some stuff about myself. It taught me how if you don't remove yourself from things that are toxic to you, it will weigh you down. And that's what that job did. I never had, and I was young when I got hired. I was 23. A lot of people when they're young, they're drinking all the time, right? Because it's just new. You just were able to drink like 2 years ago, right? The legal age to drink in the US is 21. So, a lot of young people, they drink because you now are legally allowed to drink. But I wasn't even drinking back then. Like I didn't really drink like that. It wasn't until I got that job and I was so miserable there. Now I'm drinking all the time, right? And it's also taught me, life is going to stress you out, but you're going to have to have coping mechanisms. You can't allow the stress of life to make you destroy your body, okay? And that's literally what I was doing. Drinking all the time, overeating. I was destroying my body because I was just in a very unhappy situation. And then it also taught me a lot about people. And at the time, I didn't realize how miserable people are who, go to work every day just trying to make someone else miserable. I didn't know that was a thing because I was so young when I started there. But, since I've developed and reflected and worked on myself, it taught me, a lot of people in this world, at least in this country, I've never traveled the world, but a lot of people in this country, they have not worked on themselves. And they'll try to act like they have. But you don't have to go off of what they say. Look at how they treat you. Look at how they treat other people. And that will tell you everything you need to know about somebody. I actually learned that working that job because my management, they were so nasty to me. They used to yell at me. Yes, they were yelling at me, like yelling. One of my supervisors, she used to curse me out. She would holler at the top of her lungs and curse me out, saying fuck, damn, ass. Like she was literally cursing me out, hollering at the top of her lungs. She would put her fingers in my face. Like you would think she was like my mother. Like, how dare you do, like, that's what she was doing. That's what she was doing. That's not okay. But again, I was young. I was scared, I had got this good job making $60,000 a year. Again, vanity, being able to say, oh yeah, they pay me $60K a year at 23, vanity. Because how do I feel in this environment? Miserable, absolutely miserable. But it allowed me to feel good in the moment when I'm telling people what I do and how much I make. And I have this nice car and I have this cute little apartment. Vanity. It's all vanity. But anyway, what were we saying? Oh, I learned at that job. And you know what the crazy thing is? That supervisor who was talking to me like that, she's a pastor. She's a pastor. She's a pastor. She's a pastor. And so at the time, I didn't know what I know today, right? I was young. And so, I didn't know that wasn't okay. That was my first adult job, and I had all this fear of getting fired and being a failure. So I would put up with it. And the biggest lesson I learned there is, how people treat you, how people treat others who they are above will tell you everything you need to know about somebody. Don't go off of their words. Don't go off of what they do. Don't go off of their degrees. Don't go off of their marital status. Don't go off of what side of town they live in. None of that matters. None of that matters. Look at how they treat people who are quote unquote beneath them, who don't make as much money as them, who they are a supervisor of. That'll say everything you know. And I learned that a lot of people, at least in the work environment, I don't know about outside of that, but a lot of people will try to act like they're these good people. They're not. They haven't worked on themselves. They haven't healed themselves. They got demons too. And they're running away from them. And people will hide behind titles. They'll try to act like they're better than you because their title is higher than yours, or their check is bigger than yours, or they do all this stuff with the community, and it doesn't matter. That's all a facade. That just helps them sleep at night. Because in reality, they ain't shit. They ain't shit. And you have to understand that how somebody treats you is a reflection of them, not of you. And I learned all that from having that job. The whole time I thought there was something wrong with me. No supervisor should be talking to you like that. No supervisor should be putting their hands in your face. No supervisor should be cursing you out. She used to curse me out. Just curse me out. And you know what's crazy? She was black. She was black. She was black. And I didn't think, I thought, because we worked with mostly white people. And so I wouldn't think that I would get that type of treatment from a quote unquote fellow black woman. She was the one that I hated the most. She was the one I hated the most. I hated her. But anyways, that's that. So a lot of times you have been outgrown something. You've been outgrown it. It's over. It's over. Been over. But you're still holding on. You still holding on to it because you don't want to step into that new version of yourself. You're scared. Why? Because you don't know this new version of you. Who are you without excuses? Who are you when you stick to something? What kind of woman would you be if you started something and finished it? That scares you. So you self-sabotage. Okay? You self-sabotage. But we got to stop that. We got to stop that. So yeah, I'm going to just do like a little cute pony. Just so I can get through the live. Something cute. And then my appointment's at 12. So I get it washed. So I'm going to just slick it down a little bit. Yes, absolutely. And you know what's crazy? It's really not as hard as people think. It's really not. That's the one thing I say to so many people. Like, a lot of times, that's the dishwasher. A lot of times people think like, you know, making money online is so hard. It's really not. What is hard is being consistent. But again, if you choose something that you really like to do, it's not hard to be consistent. It's hard to be consistent when you're choosing niches that just aren't who you are. That's why it's hard. But you don't have to run the play like that. Like, it is 2020, you got 2020, Lord, I'm taking it back. It's 2025. It is 2025. You can build a successful brand, do anything, literally. Anything your heart desires, you can do. But whatever it is that you do choose to do, you are going to have to be consistent. You are going to have to show up every day. It's not an every other day thing. No, it's not. You can start off that way every other day, right? Build the momentum. Just get out of your camera shyness. Of course, start. Just start. So if you don't post at all and now you're posting once a week, that's progress. I'm proud of you. But what I need you to understand is the goal needs to get to a point where you're showing up every day. Every day. That's the goal. That's what you need to be working towards. Showing up for the business every single day. Okay. But I will always be proud of you for your progress. Always. Okay. So as long as you're making progress, I'm proud of you. But I need you to get to every day. Okay? I need you to get to every day. Every day. Yes, you got to show up for the business every day. Okay? So what does that look like? Showing up for a business every day. What does that even mean? Are you posting every day? Are you promoting the business every day? Yeah, you can post reels, but if the reels aren't even talking about the product, are you going live? I tell y'all all the time, if you're new to the channel, you might not know, but I tell you guys every day, you need to be on live. Now, I always tell y'all, carry your ass to TikTok live because there's people, TikTokers got some money for you. TikTok got some money for you, okay? So I tell y'all all the time, carry your little booties over to TikTok Live and start making them sales. But whether you decide to be on TikTok Live or YouTube Live, whatever you decide, doesn't matter. But you need to go live. You need to go live. This is a great way for people to engage with you, okay? It's a great way for people to understand more about your mission, who you are, It allows people to ask you questions. People only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. Write that down in y'all little journal. Because some of y'all gonna write down, still ain't gonna do nothing with that. Because you just want to write, you don't want to execute nothing. But write this down. People only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. Okay? So if they don't like you, they're not gonna buy it. If they don't know you, they ain't buying shit. If they don't like you, they're not gonna buy. So how do we get people to like us, know us, trust us? Go live. Be consistent. Be yourself. Be yourself, okay? This is why I tell y'all, if you are struggling with trying to figure out what kind of content to make for your business, you just don't really know, well, or you don't know a product to sell, if you're in that stage, whichever stage you're in, 9 times out of 10, the answer to that question is a transformation that you've gone on yourself, okay? So maybe, let me think. There's a woman inside Glow Up Academy, and she recently got divorced. And she had been divorced, or she had been married for, I think she said 18 years. And she said that marriage was very toxic. They had been married for 18 years, but they had been together longer than that. And she said that marriage, that relationship was extremely toxic. It had been toxic. And she said she should never married him in the first place. But when she married him all those years ago, she was very insecure, she said. She didn't like herself. So she used to put up with a lot of stuff that she should have been let go of, right? But she recognized that. She just didn't, you know? She just didn't know who she was. Well, fast forward all these years later, she finally built up the courage to leave. Well, now her goal for her content, her business, is to help women heal from toxic relationships, helping women identify the red flags in narcissistic relationships, helping women find themselves after being in a long-term relationship. She said a lot of women who've been together with a man for that long have no clue who they are without their husband, without their boyfriend, right? Because more than half of their life they were with them. And the beauty of that is that's a transformation she went on herself. She lived that herself. So because that's what she dealt with herself, she's now able to not only share her story with other people who are going through that or who have went through that, but also to help women overcome those type of relationships. So this is what I'm telling you. If you don't know what to sell, 9 times out of 10, the answer to that question is right in front of your face. It's most of the time, it's something that you have already gone through. And that's what you could be helping people with today. That's what you could be monetizing today. Okay? So I hope that helps for anyone who is struggling with trying to figure out where they fit in this content world. And again, there's so many things. A lot of times we overthink or we feel like we have to have a PhD in it in order to teach somebody something. Absolutely not. You don't need a PhD in it. What you need is to just know more than a regular person. That's it. As long as you know more than some, then you're good to go. And who can tell you what you went through? This is why I say, if you're trying to figure it out, most of the time it's what you went through. And you are the best person to help somebody with that because you overcame it yourself. You know what I mean? And because you've overcome it, well, now you can help other people overcome it too. Okay? So please don't overthink that. Do not overthink that. Just post a daggone video. Just build the business, please. Can we do that? All right, we're going to take a quick little commercial. and I'll be right back.
Version of you that you keep talking about. The one who wakes up early, the one who's consistent, the one who doesn't chase, doesn't beg, and doesn't break. The woman who walks into every room and owns it. You see it in your head every single day, but you keep betraying her. You've been getting ready to become her for months. You've got the notebooks full of plans and still no progress. You've even convinced yourself that when life slows down, that's when you'll finally focus. But life isn't going to slow down. It's literally waiting on you to speed up. Glow Up Academy was built for the woman who's tired of half-stepping through her potential. The woman who's done playing small, done explaining her worth, and done living the same year over and over and over again. Inside Glow Up Academy, you'll rebuild yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, and financially. You'll learn how to create digital income, heal from what broke you, master self-discipline, and start moving like that woman, the one who actually executes. No more overthinking, no more someday. It's time to turn all that potential into power. Every vault, every coaching call, every resource inside this community was designed to help you elevate, not just look healed, but become healed. Not just dream about freedom, but actually live it. See, you've been through enough. You've doubted yourself enough. Now it's time to glow up for real this time. So go ahead and join Glow Up Academy. Transform the way you think, transform the way you live, and transform the way you show up for yourself. Glow Up Academy, the link is down below in my description, because your glow up, it isn't luck, it's discipline, it's healing, and it's execution.
I found Jasmine on a TikTok live one night, and I was already in the online space, but I wasn't a total beginner. But her confidence and her grounded energy really stood out to me. So that's why I joined her Glow Up Academy. And since then, my TikTok has grown from 2,000 to over 21,000 followers. I have built an email list of nearly 2,000 people, and I've made over $1,000. And her guidance just helped me stop overthinking and focus clearly. And so now I just take action faster and I trust myself more. So that was the main reason I really wanted to join her academy, because she just has this energy that I felt was missing a little bit in me. So whether you're new or you're experienced online, I highly recommend Jasmine's Glow Up Academy. It's packed with a lot of value and you will learn so much.
Glow Up Academy. Okay. I love these commercials, you guys. Just know the commercials is coming. They is coming. I got so many plans for this channel and the lives and everything. We're about to have a whole glow up show. Like that's what we about to be having a whole freaking show, okay? But anyways, Glow Up Academy, the link is down below in my description. Think like a CEO and earn like one. It is only $39 a month. You can cancel anytime. Let me teach you how to build your online business, how to grow your platforms, and how to grow yourself, how to build belief, how to build confidence, how to build the discipline, accountability, and the consistency that you need. There is nothing that I'm doing, that my students are doing, that other content creators are doing that you can't do. Most of the time, the reason why you're not getting it done is because of the things you have going on in here. The limiting beliefs, your concern with other people's opinions about you and your life. But it does not have to stay that way. That is a choice. You can talk about the problems and what you're struggling with all you want. But at the end of the day, if you do not execute, if you do not fix it, nothing for you will change. You can manifest and you can journal, you can pray all you want, but you have to show up. Manifestations don't just appear on your lap. It's from repeated action of working towards the goals that you have for yourself, okay? And inside Glow Up Academy, we lock in on those things so you can finally build that online business that you've always wanted, okay? So just click the link down below in my description. Like I said, it's only $39 a month, and you can cancel at any time. Okay, all right, affirmation time. Yes, y'all better be saying these damn affirmations. Y'all better not just have me go here saying affirmations and you not repeating nothing. You're like, what are we doing? These are to help you, okay? And a lot of times, like when I first started saying affirmations, I wasn't believing in none of the stuff I was saying. It sounded crazy. It sounded awkward because I didn't really believe in that myself, but I would still say it. And over time, the more you start to say the things, the more you start to believe it, okay? So grab your dry erase board if you haven't. Get one with like a little magnet on it. So I put mine on my refrigerator. So yesterday, my affirmation to myself was, you are a magnet for money, miracles, and momentum. And then I personalized it, Jazz. Okay, so that was yesterday's affirmation. So today, and the reason why I'm saying get you a little one with a magnet on it, I want you to put it somewhere that you can see it throughout the whole day. Okay. So that way you're constantly being reminded of it. All right. So if you have a sit down job at work, put it like right on your desk so that you're forced to see it all day for 8 hours. You ain't got no choice, right in your face, because now you are reaffirming who you are. You are who you say you are. Okay. So that's why you need to put it somewhere that you're going to see it throughout the whole day. So let me think. What is my affirmation going to be for myself today? I already got it. I'm going to say you. So I like to write mine in third person so that when I read it, it sounds like someone's telling me this. Okay. So I'm going to say, you are the woman who gets paid for her brilliance, Jazz. Okay, so here's mine. You are the woman who gets paid for her brilliance, Jazz. So now I'm reminded of that all day today on this beautiful Friday. So make sure you guys write one down for yourself. Listen, again, y'all can watch these lives every day. I'm glad y'all watching. But what I really need for you to do is do what the hell we said, okay? I need you to do what we're talking about. Don't just be here just to be here. Make it make sense. I need you to be here and doing it, okay? So make sure you do it. You are the woman who gets paid for her brilliance, Jazz. Amen, amen, amen. Let's go, okay? And like I said, it may feel awkward at first, but give it 2 weeks of doing affirmations. I bet you'll start to believe that shit. And now that you believe it, you'll then start to achieve it, okay? Every day, I become more financially empowered. I trust myself with wealth, growth, and responsibility. Money supports me because I support my vision. This goes back to what we said. When you choose a niche in something that truly aligns with who you are, the money will flow. The money will just come to you. It's going to come so fast, you're going to be like, whoa, wait a minute. I ain't ready for all these comments in this account. I'm telling you, because you're finally moving in your purpose. What you're doing aligns with who you are. It's just a totally different energy about you when you're waking up every day doing what you love. Okay. I can't make this up. I didn't think this existed, but I'm telling you, once I found my purpose, like this year, 2025 was literally Jasmine becoming the woman who she's always dreamed of being. And 2025, I literally have been stepping into that, embodying that in all aspects of my life. And when I started doing that, the money just started flowing. It really did. If y'all go back to some of my old videos on this channel from the beginning of the year, I would talk about, man, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. Like, I'm getting stressed because I'm not making the money I need to make to pay these bills. Like, I was literally saying that. And now here we are, fast forward 11 months in, every day showing up, even if I felt like things weren't going to take off, and I'm celebrating 2K days. What? 10K a month from just coaching. Didn't even include OnlyFans. OnlyFans isn't even in the equation right now. Just strictly coaching. Strictly coaching. I used to only be able to hit those numbers with OnlyFans. Only with OnlyFans. And here I am doing that in a totally different business that has absolutely nothing to do with OnlyFans. All because I move in alignment now. All because I found my purpose. And that was October's numbers. So 10 months of showing up every day. Finally letting go of the old version of Jasmine, what I said earlier. Trying to hold on to I Am Chocolate Mini in that brand because that's the brand I have been built for years. Finally decide, you know what? I'm going to let it go. And then once I let it go completely, here we are. A lot of times we get in our own way because we don't want to let go of things that no longer serve us. This is literally what we're just talking about. And you're holding on because that's who you were. But that's not who you are today. And a lot of times when you just let go of the thing that you're so afraid to let go of, that's when the floodgates of heaven open up. It's literally like almost instant. Literally. But we always self-sabotage and we try to hold on and cling for dear life. Let that shit go. And you know what it is. I don't know you, so I don't know what you're still holding on to. But whatever you're holding on to is still a reflection of who you used to be. But that's not who you are anymore today. You gotta let it go. You have got to let it go. Okay. And my financial breakthrough is inevitable. Let's go. I am consistent even when no one is watching. Oh my gosh, you guys. TikTok lives. And I have a story about TikTok live yesterday, but TikTok lives, I used to have nobody on there. Nobody. 0 views. 0 people in the room. And it was frustrating because at the time when I was going live on TikTok, like back then at the beginning of the year, I had like 7,000 TikTok followers. And that was through my fitness content. When I first started going live on TikTok, I'm like, I should at least have 2 people in the room. Like, what's up? Like, how I got 2 people in here? Like, what's going on? And I didn't fully understand the algorithm like I know today. But anyways, there would be nobody in there and I would still run the script. I would still just run the script, say what I got to say, and just keep showing up. Even though the room was empty, even though nobody was commenting, sharing, nothing, I would still just show up. And I told you guys on day 4 of me doing them TikTok lives, I was doing them 3 and 4 times a day. Okay, so I had already ran through about 12 lives. I got my first sale just because I kept showing up, being consistent. Even though won't nobody in the room. Or I'd have one person come, they leave. I'd be like, dang, there's someone in there. And then they leave. I'd be like, aw. But I'm telling you, consistency wins always. So let me tell you about what happened yesterday. I was more disappointed in myself than the actual situation. I was beating myself up for about 2 hours after. So, okay, yesterday I got off of here, because I do my YouTube lives first, then I give myself like a 45-minute break, and then I get on TikTok live. And so I got on TikTok live, and I'm asking people to comment, put the number 1, whatever. And I'm noticing ain't nobody really saying anything. And I cover up the number of viewers I have on there. I cover it up because I want my message to be the same, whether I have 200 people in the room or 20 people in the room, right? So I cover up the number of viewers. But I'm noticing, like I'm saying, like put a 1 in the chat if you're ready for prompt number 1. I'm noticing no one's saying anything. I'm like, what? What's going on? Like, am I talking to myself? So I removed the sticky note that I had on the phone covering up the number, and I saw there was only 6 people in there. And I was like, what? Like if you were on the live, like you could see my face because it just shocked me. I'm like, what? 6? What are we talking about? This is the same time. I've been going live at this time for now, like a month now, because the algorithm does change. Sometimes you got to find new time slots. And so I found the time slot that was working again. So I'm like, okay, where's everybody? And so like my face said it all. Like it was disappointment because I'm like, why is there only 6 people in here? And so I should have never took that sticky note off. Let me just say. So I took the sticky note off. I saw I only had 6 people in there. Now I feel defeated. I literally feel like I'm talking to nobody. Even though there's 6 people, I still just feel defeated. Like now I feel like this is pointless. There's nobody here. So what is the point of me even being on this? And so my energy started to carry that just off of seeing the number 6. And so I was like, I'm thinking to myself, just keep going, just keep going. So, we're getting into it. People are still asking questions, but it's not a lit live like I normally have. And I'm not gonna lie, like when you have a live full of people, it just feels more fun in a sense because it's like more people are commenting. It's keeping the chat live. Like people are talking to other people in the chat. It's just more fun. To me, it just makes it go by quicker. And so when there's no one in there and I'm pulling teeth to get people to say something, it feels somewhat defeated. And I think for me, my mindset in the moment was, I've been doing lives consistently for 11 months. Why do I only have 6 people in this room? I felt entitled. I was feeling entitled. And so we got about 40 minutes in, and I was just like, okay, you guys, because they weren't really commenting for real. So I was getting irritated with that. So I was like, okay, you guys, well, I'm not going to chase sales. This is just not the morning, because you guys don't care about what I'm talking about. You ain't saying nothing. And I was like, you guys can join Glow Up Academy. The link is in my bio. I walked them through checkout if they want to purchase the membership, whatever. And I was like, we'll try again tomorrow. Have a great Thursday. And I smiled, whatever. I said, make sure y'all follow me. And I ended it. 5 minutes after I ended it, I wasn't even mad anymore at the fact that I only had 6 people in there. I was more mad at myself for not finishing the live. I literally started to get down on myself because I ended it, because I didn't have the number of viewers that I felt entitled to 11 months into running my live. And so I had to sit with that, like guilt in a sense, because it's just like, dang, why'd I do that? Like, I know better. I've had lives where I only had 10 people in there and I was able to convert all 10. And here I am feeling entitled to live viewers, and I didn't even finish it. And then I was like, I just wasted 40 minutes of my day, because if I wasn't gonna finish the live all the way through, then I just shouldn't have went on at all. I could have saved those 40 minutes and did something else. But no, I started something and didn't finish it. And that actually really wore at me for a good few hours. And I just chucked it up to maybe feeling a little, what's the word for, like kind of like tired. And I was like, okay, it's okay. You did it, it's over. But tomorrow, doesn't matter how many people are in there. When we start something, we finish it. When we start, we finish. No ifs, ands, or buts. Whether you got 1 person in there, 500 people in there, if you start the live, you're going to commit to the 2 hours of doing it. And I say all of this to say, you have to be consistent even when no one is watching. And, you know, I struggle with certain things too. Like I always tell you, I used to do this, or this used to be me, because I'm human too. Okay. It happens, but you can't keep allowing those things to happen, because then you're never going to progress. So, you know, yes, you're going to have lives where no one's watching. You're going to post videos and no one watches. You're going to launch ebooks and digital products and no one buys. It's just a part of the game. It's a part of the game. Any entrepreneur will tell you this, but you can't let your emotions take over to where now you're not showing up and you're feeling defeated. Why? Every entrepreneur goes to this. It's no different. It's really no different. And I remember, I think this is like, I would say like 6 months ago. I've only canceled 2 lives before due to low views. And yesterday was the second time I did that. So I'm like, I've had low views before and still pushed through. I don't know what triggered me. I think it was just a sense of entitlement, like just feeling like, okay, I've been doing this every day for 11 months. Like, why is there only 6 people in here? And then I thought maybe it's a time slot. Maybe I need to find a new time slot. So today I'm actually going to go on a little bit earlier. Yesterday I got on there at 9, and 9 a.m. was working for a little while, but maybe it's just time to adjust the time slot. That's possible. So today I'll try 8:30. But at the end of the day, even if no one's on there again today, I am promising myself, regardless, I'm going to finish, because not everybody comments. I, for the longest time, have been a silent watcher. I have not a lot, but there's a couple of content creators that I watch regularly, and I never comment. And I never like, not because I don't want to, but the phone is in my pocket, or when I'm walking, it's in my fanny pack. Sometimes I'm driving, or if I watch YouTube on my TV. You can't comment on TV, right? You can only hit the like button. So, you know, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to buy. That doesn't mean they don't like what you're saying. They just not saying shit. It just is what it is. So don't allow that to make you feel like nobody's watching, nobody cares, and that you're a failure. And that's what I fell into yesterday morning. And I felt so bad about it. I was like, I know better. Why did I do that? Why did I let the fact that I only had 6 people in there stop me from finishing out the live? Like, what's going on? So that was my bad. You know, I beat myself up for a little while, but I'm over it. It's a new day, new opportunities. We're going to push all the way through. And it is what it is. Okay. So yes, affirmations. And let's do one more. I am mentally stronger than my excuses. How about that? I am mentally stronger than my excuses. All right, so I want to show you guys something before we get off of here. Matter of fact, I'm going to run one more commercial because I got to go get it. I should have brought it over here, but I didn't. So let's just do one more Glow Up Academy commercial while I go get what I got to show you. Just sit through. It is what it is. And make sure you join, okay? I'll be right back.
You were never lazy. You were just tired of trying to rebuild yourself with no guidance, tired of being strong for everyone else while you're quietly falling apart. You were showing up for people who never showed up for you. You were giving your energy to things that didn't pour back. You weren't broken. You were exhausted from pretending you were okay, from fighting silent battles, from chasing success while still healing from your past. But now it's time to shift, because the woman you're meant to become, she's not waiting for you to have it all figured out. She's waiting for you to start. Glow Up Academy is where women can come and rebuild everything from their mindset, their habits, their confidence, their income. Inside, you'll find vaults that teach you how to create digital income, master your emotions, heal from old patterns, and finally step into your soft power. It's not just community, it's transformation in a system. Real lessons, real results, real women who decided to stop surviving and start becoming. You deserve to wake up peaceful. You deserve to look in the mirror and feel proud. You deserve to live a life that actually reflects your effort. But it starts with one decision: to stop saying someday and to finally choose you. It is time for you to glow up mentally, physically, emotionally, and financially, because your glow up, it was never a coincidence. It was always your calling.
Glow Up Academy. Make sure y'all join. The link is down below in my description. Okay, so let me remove from studio. Let me bring myself back up. Okay, so I want to show you guys some things. So I have some ideas for the channel. I'm so excited. Okay, this is what happens when you spend time by yourself. You're always thinking. You just got all these ideas because I don't have outside sources telling me that this is a stupid idea or I can't do it or it's not going to work. No, it's all me. It's God. So I'm working on adding like more segments into our lives. And y'all know I've been ordering stuff. I've been doing Amazon unboxings. I started promoting my Amazon storefront. So if you guys have seen stuff that you like that I've opened, make sure y'all click down below. My Amazon storefront is there. And if you want to order through my Amazon, so I get a little percentage, affiliate marketing. I've also been ordering a lot of stuff from TikTok. Y'all, TikTok shop. They gonna get all my money. It's a toxic habit. Don't start. But I'm just stepping into this version of me who gets dressed every day, looking cute, fierce, like a CEO. And I'm ready to upgrade my wardrobe, okay? So I've been ordering stuff off of TikTok shop, and I'm like, Jazz, if you're gonna always be buying stuff off TikTok, you need to monetize this. So I'm gonna start doing TikTok shop, where where the girlies be making little videos showing what they got. Yeah, that's about to be me. That's about to be me, because I'm like, I ain't about to keep spending money on stuff and I ain't making no money. That ain't gonna work out. So I'm gonna be showing stuff like that, doing little TikTok videos, sharing my dresses, tights, all that stuff. But I'm also gonna start vlogging. And I wanted to share with you guys some of the equipment that I use. Now, first and foremost, before I show y'all the equipment that I use when I make my content, I want you guys to start with what you have. When I first started my content journey 5 years ago, I was using the iPhone. I still got that iPhone. It's over there charging for the TikTok live. But that was the phone I had. And back then it was the 11. No, it was the 7. And they were on generation 11. So the phone I was using when I first started my content was already 4 years old. And back then, there won't really no front-facing camera like it is today. Now iPhones, they care about them front-facing cameras. Back then, they didn't give a fuck about that. So my content used to be blurry as hell. Okay. I didn't even have a ring light, didn't know what a ring light was, but I started with what I had. As I started making money, I started investing in better equipment. And that's how I want you to run this. I'm going to show you the equipment I use, but I'm not telling you this so you can go run out and buy it. I am telling you this so that you can work towards something if you do want to upgrade. But also too, this iPhone, this is not the new one. This was last year's model. This iPhone, this works good too. So honestly, with the way they be doing these phones, you don't really need a camera. You really don't. But I still just wanted to share with y'all my equipment. So first I want to show y'all, this is the big boy. Okay, this one right here. She was very expensive. This is the camera that I use, like the reel that y'all, or the commercial y'all just saw. That was this. This is the Sony Alpha 7R. Okay, I got this when I sold my house back in COVID was 2020, 2022, I sold my house. And so I bought this with some of the proceeds. This camera at the time, it's probably cheaper now because this is a 3-year-old camera today. But back then it was new. Like this was the newest model when I bought it. This camera was $2,900. And this was not the, what's the lens? I'm not a techie. This wasn't the lens that comes with the camera. I upgraded the lens, okay? What do they call it? I don't know. I upgraded the lens, okay? I upgraded the lens. I love this Sony because, first of all, it's very user-friendly, okay? I am not a techie, like at all. My settings are basic. I have it on automatic, so it adjusts. I love the low res when it comes to this camera. And because I'm not a techie, I don't play around with settings. I'm not that one. You're not gonna catch me pressing a whole bunch of buttons before I record. I ain't doing all that. The only downfall that I have with this camera, one, it's heavy as fuck. This camera is heavy. This is not a vlogging camera. This is heavy. Number two, see how I have the windows right here? When the sun is really coming out, like let's say I have the tripod here and I want to record in front of my windows, sometimes it blacks out because it can't pick up whether it's low res or high res. And so the video quality, it's still crisp 4K, but it's dark, even when I have the ring light. So I personally don't like that. Now, when I'm outside, it's great. If I'm in front of something, like I have an actual background, it's fine. But when it comes to recording and it can't bounce off of, because the windows are pretty big, it gets dark. And that's really annoying. But other than that, I love this camera. I use it for video. I don't use it for pictures. And if I do want to take pictures, I'll just hold some poses and I'll take a screenshot. That's how I take my pictures when I use this camera. But this was a really good camera. Now, I do have the Rode mic. This is Bluetooth. So it's hooked up to the camera. These are pretty user-friendly too. You don't have to be a tech whiz to know how to use these for real. Bluetooth, and I only got these because I was recording in the gym, and the gym is very loud noise, people screaming, throwing weights. But yes, this is the big boy. This is the big boy. But again, this is not a vlogging camera. This is not to vlog because it is heavy. It's uncomfortable, and especially depending on what city you're in. If you're in a city like where I am, people ain't walking around with cameras all the time, so it just brings a lot of attention. And so people would stop me, like if I'm at restaurants or shopping, they'll be like, "Oh, you can't record in here." Just because, I mean, it's bulky, right? So that's that. The Sony Alpha 7R. This camera is the vlogging camera, okay? So when I was doing my car chats, this is the camera. This is 4K, okay? Great quality. Oh, also too with this, so you can record horizontal, so YouTube, or if I was doing Reels, you could do 9:16. You just turn it and it records. But yes, this is my favorite camera. This is definitely worth the money, but it's very expensive. So don't go run out and spend $2,900 on no camera. But yes, and I will say, when you do start recording with a camera, like when you really start, it is hard to go to a phone. Even though I have the iPhone from last year, I see the difference. Once you start when you start using better stuff, it's like nothing will replace the camera. I don't care how fancy iPhone want to go. They still ain't got shit on no Sony. Okay, it is what it is. Now this is the vlogging camera. This is the DJI Osmo Pocket. Okay, this is a couple years old, but it still does what it does. Now I am looking into upgrading this because I want to get the newer one. The picture quality is better on the newer one, but this one is okay too. So you turn it on. This one's very user friendly too, and it follows you. Okay, so you can vlog with it. It's very lightweight. This, if you're gonna be walking around outside vlogging, this is the camera for that. This one is very light and it's not noticeable. So I bet you if you were to go into a store, people wouldn't even really know what the hell you got going on. But if you take this, they're gonna be like, no recording. But this, no, it's very not noticeable. And you can screw this onto your tripod if you want, and now you can record with the tripod. So this is the vlogging camera. This is the vlog camera. I got this off of eBay. It was on like $400. So it's a couple generations old, but it still does what it does. If you go to some of my car chats videos and you see me driving, you'll see the quality. That's this. Now, if you see me, like when I was doing the videos where I'm talking and writing on the whiteboard, that's this camera. That's this camera, okay? But I wanted to show you guys some of the equipment. Now, when you are serious, then start spending money, but only start spending money when you make it, or like it's about to be tax season. If you have a couple $100s and you want to invest, do it. But I just don't like seeing people invest and they haven't even proven to themselves that they're going to be consistent. Because there's really no point in you spending $3,000 on a camera and you haven't even proven to yourself that you're going to be consistent, and then you give up on it 2 weeks later. Well, you could have took that $3,000 and paid your car, right? So that's why I tell people, don't go out and buy stuff until you've shown like you're dead ass serious. Otherwise, you're just wasting money, okay? Your phone will do just fine. Now, what I'm going to start doing is vlogging and stuff and making little commercials. And yeah, be inserting them in the lives, little segments here and there, stuff like that. So that's what I wanted to show you guys. Life of a content creator. Start with what you have. As you start making money, then you can invest it. But don't feel like you have to start with that. Now, what do I use to edit? I'm not much of an editor, you guys. Y'all know I don't put no energy and effort into editing. I don't do none of that. Honestly, I don't care enough to. I don't like to edit. I use CapCut. So I pay $19.99 for that a month, and it does what I need. If I want captions, I can put captions, subtitles, whatever. Only thing I do on my videos is I'll trim the beginning and the end, and I'll turn the volume up. That's all I do. That is all I do. But CapCut does a whole bunch of stuff. You can do voice. I do voiceovers on there. You can do voiceovers. You could add text overlay. There's a lot of stuff you can do. I just don't play around with it, but I do use CapCut for long form. If I'm editing reels, I just use the TikTok. So what I'll do is, so once I'm done recording the videos, I do take the memory card out. So you got to take the memory card out. You'll have to get an adapter piece. It's over there, but you put that into the laptop. They even have one. I have one where you can put it into your phone. And so it'll take what's on the what is this? The memory card, and it'll put it on your phone. You can download it onto your phone. And now the file's on your phone, and then you can put it where you want to put it. Okay, so that's this. And you do have to use this one is the Extreme Pro memory card, 1 terabyte. This is expensive. A 1 terabyte memory card, 4K I think I paid like $160 for this, but you can just delete the files after. You don't really need to save everything, because once you're done with it, 9 times out of 10, I can use it again. Now, this memory card, you have to have the micro memory card because it is such a small camera. So it's in here. It's a microchip. You push this out, and then you have to put it into a holder, and then you can put that in your laptop and pull the files off of there. Okay. But yeah, I just want to show you guys the cool equipment that I have. Also got lots of ring lights. This is the newest ring light that I purchased. I purchased this like 2 weeks ago. This is also on my Amazon storefront if you haven't seen it. This is only like $29. And honestly, out of all the ring lights I've purchased in life, this is pretty cute. Okay, so this is also on my Amazon storefront too. So you have 2 options. This is more of like a bronze light, You can also do the white light. Hold on. There's a button up, and now it's more like a white light. So let me show you guys what it looks like. Well, you can't really see because I'm on the laptop, but this is a white light, and then they have the bronze light. I really like the bronze one. And it comes apart. So you plug it up, it comes apart, so you can take this off. It's supposed to be able to screw off, but listen, it was $29. What can you expect? You got it right off Amazon. And then you can lower this. Okay, and then you can take the base off if you want. And it did come with the cell phone holder piece. So if you want to have a tripod for your phone, it came with that, and you would clip your phone in, and then you could record. So, you know, it do what it do. And then I have the big boy ring light behind us. That's a Newman. It's on my Amazon storefront. That one, it's pretty big. It gets pretty tall. It's $79. But you can start with this. You can start with this and work your way up. Okay. So yes, that's the equipment. That's the equipment. I have lots of tripods floating around the house. For the tripod for this, because this is a heavy camera, it's in my storefront. That one's a pretty big, bulky tripod. Okay. That's why I don't like traveling with this. The only time I traveled with this was when I was going to the gym, because this is just really heavy. It's a lot. And so you need a really sturdy tripod for this type of camera. This camera, you could use the same tripod you would use for your phone, because this is very lightweight. Like, you would forget it's even in your hand. But this is heavy. So the tripod I use for this, it's in my Amazon storefront. It's orange. It's like that big, bulky orange one you'll see. That's that tripod. But it's sturdy enough to hold this big ass camera. Okay. Oh, and I do have this is to protect the light. This comes off. This comes off. So this is the camera. But I like having it like this. And it also allows me to help protect the lens. Okay. But yeah, so that's that. All right, y'all. I enjoyed y'all. I hope y'all have an amazing Friday and an amazing weekend. Don't forget, the old you is fired. The new you starts today. Even though it's Friday, even though it's the weekend, do not be on that couch all weekend watching TV. It's time to start the business. It's time to start making content. It's time to lock into yourself. You can do this, okay? Bye, you guys. See y'all on Monday.